It's 67 days to the 2023 election, and we're almost there. We're almost there. You will be choosing the people that will govern the nation, and it's very important for us to choose wisely. Choose wisely, vote wisely. We read the Electoral Act 2022, and today we are on Section 88. Section 88 of the Electoral Act 2022 is talking about the limitation on election expenses. And subsection 1 says, election expenses shall not exceed the sum stipulated in subsections 2 to 7. And so we'll now read the subsections 2 to 7. Subsection 2 says, the maximum election expenses to be incurred by a candidate at a presidential election shall not exceed 5 billion naira. So if you want to be president, you must not spend more than 5 billion naira. Subsection 3 says the maximum amount of election expenses to be incurred by a candidate in respect of governorship election shall not exceed 1 billion naira. I normally laugh when people tell me that I should go and run for election. So I will now bring my money, 1 billion naira, to go and contest for post, to come and serve the people. Nah, I pass. Subsection 4 says the maximum amount of election expenses to be incurred by a candidate in respect of senatorial and House of Representatives seats shall not exceed 100 million naira and 70 million naira respectively. Then subsection 5 says, in the case of state assembly election, the maximum amount of election expenses to be incurred by a candidate shall not exceed 30 million naira. And then subsection 6, in the case of a chairmanship election to an area council, the maximum amount of election expenses to be incurred by a candidate shall not exceed 30 million naira. So, okay, State House of Assembly and Chairman of Council, they have the same amount. Then subsection 7 says, in case of councillorship election to an area council, the maximum amount of election expenses to be incurred by a candidate shall not exceed 5 million naira. And then it says, subsection 8 says, no individual or other entity shall donate to a candidate more than 50 million naira. So you can't donate more than 50 million naira. Subsection 9 says, a candidate who knowingly acts in contravention of this section commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine of 1% of the amount permitted as the limit of campaign expenditure under this act, or imprisonment. This is or, it's not and or, but it's just or, imprisonment for a term not more than 12 months or both. Okay, you can do this or this, or the both is still there, or both. Subsection 10 says any individual who knowingly acts in contravention of subsection 9 is liable on conviction to a maximum fine of 500,000 or imprisonment for a term of 9 months, or both. Then subsection 11, which is the last subsection in this section, says an accountant who falsifies or conspires or aids a candidate to forge or falsify a document relating to his expenditure at an election or receipt or donation for the election, or in any way aids and abates the contravention of the provision of this section, commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine of 3 million naira or imprisonment for a term of 3 years, or both. So they said an accountant. So accountant, so better watch. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.